Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Happy September. It's officially the start of spooky season, my favorite time of the year. And today I'm going to be doing a TBR for the 30 books in 30 days challenge. I'm also going to talk a bit about my plans for September and fall in general. I'm so excited for today. Okay, so I have my laptop here. So if you see me looking off to the side, it's because on my laptop I have the list of books that I plan to read in September. The list consists of 25 books. Even though I will be reading 30 books in 30 days, I've left 5 spots blank because I'm a massive mood reader, and I know at some point in the month I'm just gonna read whatever the hell I want anyway. So I just left 5 spots blank, and then I created a list of 25 books that I'm excited to read, and I think I'll be able to get through because most of them are either audiobook or mangas. So let's get into it. So the first 7 book on the list is the next 7 book in this series. I've already read the first 3 books and they're so good. I started this one already because today is the 1st of September, so I'm supposed to finish this book today. This will be my first read. This is book number 4. This is unfortunately the last book I have in physical copy. So the rest I'm going to have to read in ebook. And I hate that because ebook is my least favorite method of reading, but it's fine. I don't want to wait to order them online. It will take weeks, sometimes months to get here. So I'm just gonna read the next 6 books in ebook, which is these. I'll put them on screen. And then hopefully the rest of the books would have gone here by the time I get to book 11. I hope. For the next category, I'll be reading 7 mystery thriller / horror books, and the first on this list is The Wrong Family. I've had this on my TBR and in my audiobook library for a while, so I'm only going to get to reading it. I'm sweating so much. I don't know what this book is about. The title just sounded interesting, and I was in my reading books like The Engagement Party, the Paris Apartment type books, and it gave that same feel. I also have the next book on the list, which is Her Every Fair. Same kind of feel, same kind of vibe, and I have this book in physical copy, but I'll probably be listening the audiobook of it. I tried reading this book a couple of times before, but I'm just gonna start over because every time I start, something happens and I don't get to finish. So I'm gonna start over again this month, and hopefully I'll get to finish it. So that's book number 9. Book number 10 would be Psycho by Robert Bloch. I think that's what you say his name. This is a classic in horror thriller, psychological thriller. I've never read the book though, and I don't remember the movie. I know I watched it once, but I don't remember it at all. So I'm gonna read the book and then watch the movie at some point, maybe in October, when I'm doing all my spooky movie rewatch. So yeah, I'm excited to read this one. I think the audiobook is only 5 hours long, which I love because I honestly can't take a super long psychological thriller or fantasy. Those books are just so hard to get through for me for some reason, so I'm happy that this is a short psychological thriller. Number 11. The Tales of Terror, which is a collection of Edgar Allan Poe's work. Since I discovered this man, I've reread at least it's like 3 of his prose and poems every year. I have to. So now I'm going to read a full Edgar Allan Poe collection. I'm going to be listening to this in audiobook as well because it's just easier. Number 12 is We Have Always Lived in the Castle by Shirley Jackson. I think I just randomly saw this book on my audiobook subscription once, and the cover looks cool. I think it's about a family where most of their members were poisoned, and I'm assuming that the family members that are still alive did it. I don't know. But that sounds interesting. Number 13 is the first reread on the list, and it's My Sister the Serial Killer. This is my favorite thriller mystery book ever. It's so good. I love it. And to top it off, it's an African fiction. So I don't get to read much of those because it's just not as mainstream, and searching them is sometimes annoying. So I seriously love this book when I read it back in 2019, I think, or 2020. But I'm gonna reread it now because I read one of the author's other books more recently, and I want to read My Sister the Serial Killer again. So yeah, and I have it in audiobook. The next category is my favorite genre, romance. So the next 7 books on the list are all romance. First is Truly Madly Deeply. I randomly saw this book and it's the same title as a song that I really like, Truly Madly Deeply by Savage Garden, I think is their name. And I just figured that's where the author got the name from. I'm not sure. So I just want to read it. It's a romance. It looks cute. I have no idea what it's about. These TBRs are so ridiculous because it's not like I'm telling you what these books are about. I'm just telling you I don't know what the book is about, but I'm going to read it. And number 15 is the second I read on the list, and that's Twilight. I have this in physical book, but I couldn't bother to get it. So it's out there on my bookshelf. But I'll be reading the physical book for this, hopefully. I really don't like the audio for Twilight. I can never get through it. It just doesn't hit the way I feel like it's supposed to. So I'm going to read this in physical book. Number 16 is The Wedding Crashers by Mia Sosa, I think. But I read one of her other books called First Best Man and I absolutely loved it. So I want to try the next one of her books. Number 18 is Fake It Till You Bake It. And this is a romance set around the culinary art, which I love these types of books. So I'm hoping that it's good. I've heard good things about it on Instagram, so I'm hoping that it lives up to the hype. The next book I actually got from TikTok, which I don't normally do that. I don't normally take TikTok recommendations because it's usually very disappointing. But I kind of want to know what this book is like. Assistant to the Villain. It sounds interesting and it sounds like maybe, I don't know, it sounds like a villain romance and I just love seeing things from the villain's perspective. So it should be good. Number 20 is the third and final reread on the list, and that is By Your Side by Casey West. I have the physical book right here. I took it out because I knew I wanted to read it again this month. So this is the first Casey West book I've ever read and it's still just so cute and so sweet and I want to reread it again. I think I've reread this 4 times. This is probably going to be the 5th. The final category is series that I want to read the second book in. Well, not the second for all of them, but series that I started that I want to continue. The first one is Twisted, which I think is book 4 in the Never After series by Emily McIntyre. And I loved and gave every book in this series so far 5 stars. So I don't expect this to be any different. I'm looking at my face because I'm sweating like crazy. I should probably stop wasting time and hurry up and talk. Okay. Next. Number 22 is Ruthless Vows by Rebecca Ross in the Letters of Enchantment series. And this is my favorite romantic fantasy by far. Absolutely love the first book in the series. And I started this one, I think I was halfway through. But then I stopped for some reason. So now I'm going to have to start over from scratch. Which is fine because the book is super good. And the echo is just too bad for me to keep the fan on. It's just ridiculous. So vote. Do you rather hearing me talk over the fan, or do you rather see me sweat since I'm still so hot when I'm sweaty? Which do you prefer? Anyway, let's get back to the video. Number 23 is the second book in the Ice Planet Barbarian series. This book was so wrong and so right. I loved the first book, even though it was kind of weird. It's my first alien romance that I'm reading. An alien erotic romance on top of that. The second book is called Barbarian Alien, and I'm going to continue the series. It's also very short, and I have it in audiobook, so yeah. And number 24 is Shadow of Night. This is the second book in the Discovery of Witches series. This is the only hardcore fantasy on the list, damn. But yeah, I absolutely love the first book. It was amazing. And I started the second book. I don't know. I always do that, and then I just can't get into the second book for some dumbass reason. So I'm gonna try again. And number 25 and final on my list is The Shadow of Kyoshi. Fuck, why can't I say that word? And this is the second book in the Kyoshi novels. I read the first one earlier this year and I absolutely... Kyoshi was always my favorite avatar besides Aang. So I just love seeing things from her perspective. The book itself was also so fucking good and so interesting, and the characters I'm in love with. I'm in love with who I think is going to be the villain in this book. If you've read if you've read the first Kyoshi novel, please comment. I want to talk about the first book with somebody so fucking bad. I might even reread that book before I read this one. Even though I borrowed the book, so I don't have the physical book anymore. I'm gonna have to check if audiobook exists, I'm not sure. But I do have the ebook for both of them. But as you know, I don't like reading ebooks, but hopefully I can find the audiobook for both of them. And that's it. Those are the 25 books that I'll definitely be reading. The other 5 slots left blank for my moody self to just pick a book at random. They'll probably be the next the next 4 book in the Twilight series, but I mean, no promises. Anyway, that's it. That's it for my 30 books in 30 days reading challenge. Moving on. Aside from that, I do have some other plans for September. I'm finally in the mood to write again, so I'm hoping that I'll write. I'm giving myself a goal that's achievable. I would love to write 2,500 words every weekend. Not that I'm restricted to writing it only on the weekend, but because my weekdays are so busy, I'm going to be setting aside time to write every Saturday or Sunday. I have not yet decided. And I'm also going to do a live stream on YouTube during those 3 or 4 hours to ensure that I actually write. Now that school is coming to an end, I have 2 more courses left before my business diploma course ends. I'm gonna have more time to write because these last 2 courses are not as difficult as the previous courses. So I think I'll have more time to write, and I'm gonna set a live stream every weekend to force myself to do it. It will most likely be on YouTube, but I'll probably do some on TikTok as well. Or maybe I'll do reading live streams on TikTok and then the writing live on YouTube. But you can stay tuned to my channel. I'll be posting those in advance so that you guys will know the time. So if you want to get productive with me, you can use that time slot to do so. Aside from that, I'm finally getting back into journaling, so I'll be doing a full journal spread for this month. That's not necessarily something I'm going to share, I'm just letting you guys know. I'm going to be doing an entire list of goals for this month and the rest of the year, and I'm excited. Finally kind of feeling like I have some free time again. School was a lot, but it was so much fun. I absolutely love school. I love learning. I have already applied for next school for January. I don't know why. I do this to myself. But yeah. I'm excited to start writing again, and I'm seriously considering sharing my entire writing process this time in videos. I know I've always shared kind of writing update videos, but now I actually want to share the work I'm doing because I'm starting a brand new project. Well, it's not brand new because technically I've had this idea for over a decade, and I did write a couple of chapters a few years back, but brand new in the sense of it's fully, I have a full idea of what I'll be writing in my head, so now I just need to get it on paper. So let me know if you'd like to see the entire process of me writing this book. It will be a trilogy, and I've already created book covers today. So if you want me to share those and just share the entire process of me writing it, I'll do so. Let me know if that would be interesting to see. And oh, finally, forgot this is actually what I wanted to talk about. My next video will most likely be my decks setup video because I have a bunch of stationery and a bunch of stuff, and there's nothing in the drawers of the decks as of now. So I'm going to be doing the entire setup and organizing of my desk probably next weekend because this weekend done already. And I'm going to be recording it and sharing a video. And I'm going to be putting up more Michael Jackson little figures here because why not? I love Michael. And that I can't wait to do the entire video and share with you guys. But that's it. Me and my sweaty self is out. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.